Hello everyone. This time, hopefully, everything runs smoothly. If you didn't catch it, this is my second attempt in streaming this show, and I was gonna start the the first attempt by saying that everything uh, was a bit iffy technologically today. I haven't had Wi-Fi ever since the top of the day, I think around 11, 12. And as a result, as you all can probably see, for those of you that are watching on video, it's back to the early days and the old camera because I cannot have my dual setup as I usually have for the past 40, 50 episodes. Whoever knows, but as I was gonna begin and explain, I did try to have my dual setup, but that all caused StreamYard to not want to work with said uh, data because I had to hotspot my data from the phone to the laptop, and that all caused StreamYard to full on break and both my phone and laptop to have a meltdown, thus me needing to end and restart the episode. So yeah, I'm back, back twice. So this this let me know if everything is working fine audio and video because now I'm even more paranoid with everything breaking. Uh, this is temporary, hopefully only for today's show. Hopefully this one. Great. Confirmation that everything's fine. I'm glad. We'll go back to the better camera from next show and hopefully fingers crossed with setting up the dual setup again as I'm working towards the upgrades. Um, Everything will keep getting better and better. But yeah, as I calm down from my panic state, there is also another minor issue that I do not have the players' stats in front of me. So today was gonna be more of a general talk either way because I am planning on doing a season recap for Olympiacos BC within the week. I can't really promise that it's gonna be a specific date because I'm not planning on doing it solo, but it is for sure gonna be within the week. So I am gonna go off the heart and off my notes. So I hope today is entertaining. I hope today is enjoyable no matter the mishaps. And more than ever, I need you all to drop your thoughts in the comments. I need you all to drop your questions in the comments. And I hope the show rolls off better than it started. Uh, Thankfully, my my first thing that I was gonna talk about was a bit more tactical, and I do wanna focus on Coach B for a bit and how he handled the game because I saw that point being brought up, and I actually do more or less agree that this was one, if not the best coach game in Coach B's second tenure in Olympiacos. I feel like he was consistently there. He consistently tackled every detail that he needed to. He made sure to. I think counter is a safe way to present it. He made sure to counteract anything that Ataman threw. Of course, there was a major question on Panathinaikos side when the decision was taken to throw Gabriel out of the squad and bring Lorenzo Brown back in, which in the long term did help us because there were damn near non extra solutions on the low post for Panathinaikos. There were no extra solutions to protect the basket for Panathinaikos, which we majorly took advantage of. But that's not only squad side. That's not only squad wise. Ataman, for some reason, just refused to to send extra help when we took the ball in, which again ultimately helped us. Ultimately helped Milutinov mainly, who had an incredible game, and it helped the flow of the ball in general. I think I really do think that it did help the flow of the ball in general. Also, what helped is that Yurtseven had arguably one of the most horrible games I've seen at center half. I think, especially in quarters one and two, while Dinos wasn't covering him. Honestly, I don't know why he stuck with him. I don't know why Gabriel didn't play. I don't know why the man wasn't in the squad, but it definitely helped us a lot as well. Another thing that in Bartzokas' credit, but also in the players' credit, I feel like we did very well, is once again managed to nullify Kendrick Nunn. Whether it was in the one-on-ones that he tried to take, whether it was the forced shot decisions, whether it was the switches that we had and the help that was on Nunn, whether it was any way you can take it, Nunn got completely nullified yesterday. And I feel like Nunn has been nullified ever since the Final Four for Panathinaikos. I don't really think he showed much in the series. I don't really think he managed to show himself as he has been doing most of the season. But again, for me, that goes to B's credit as well and the players' credit as well. Another thing that goes to the credit of Coach B is the persistence and the consistency of going not only with the three guard lineup that has worked for us, especially in the last two games, that's worked for us surprisingly well, and that has unlocked uh, Dorsey and yesterday specifically Sakil McKissick once again, as we saw the sack of old yesterday. But honestly, the the variety in which we managed to completely outplay, dare I say, and outcoach Panathinaikos with was more than impressive. The thing that I had mostly pointed out did end up happening, and that, of course, was that everyone needed to play to their 1,000% and needed to play for the badge they represent and needed to play for the ideology that they represent. And that's exactly what happened from the top to the bottom, but of course, minor exceptions. Everyone showed up to the most, to the absolute most. And another thing, because again, as I said, I believe that this was one of the best games coaching wise that Bartzokas has had in his second tenure, and I agree with most people that have pointed that out, is that targeting Slukas was maybe quite the self-evident thing, but the way it was done on the attack, which massively helped us build the difference that we eventually did. For me, that needs to be full on credited, and for me, that's one of the main reasons that we are champions right now. And that targeting of Kostas Lukas gave us arguably the clip of the night as well. Uh, if you all haven't seen it, somehow it's all over Twitter, it's all over Instagram. Go find it, go check it out. I'm sure it won't take long in the slightest for you to catch it. But yeah, it was not only such a smart coach game, but it was such a consistently good coach game. And even B's statements after the match saying that he was considering leaving Olympiacos and he was thinking about how he may be the problem at Olympiacos. Has my camera frozen? Uh, am I back? I am back. Okay. Uh, everything okay? Am I okay now? Okay, great. As I was saying, even B's statements after the game, when he was saying that he was considering leaving Olympiacos and that he was the one breaking the unity that was needed, that that alone manages to go on and prove why he's such a legend and why he's a true representation of Olympiacos and why he's someone that no matter what goes on to happen will always be inseparable from this club. He is the one coach, the one and only coach that has never failed to put the club above himself, that has never failed to look out for the best of Olympiacos, that has never failed to try and defend Olympiacos like his life depends on it. Uh, I've said it before and I'll say it again. No matter what the decision is that is going to be taken, because there will be a lot of changes in Olympiacos this summer, whether Coach B stays or leaves. I've said my opinion, but no matter what the club considers as the correct decision, I will be right here to support it because I truly believe that no matter what happens, the club will take the step up it needs, and while handling such a weird summer may be very tough, and I'm sure that everything will clear up and we'll know where stuff needs to be placed. No matter what happens with Coach B, I'll be right here to be the biggest supporter of the club's decision because Bartzokas is a legend and he will always be no matter what. And I'm sure that even if no one else manages to to take part in his decision to stay or leave. I'm sure that he himself will know what's best for the club. He himself will know what's best for Olympiacos, and the correct decision, dare I say, will be taken. I was going to say the wiser decision, but the correct decision will be taken. And for those that have gone after Bartzokas, especially from our side, I'm not even going to say Panathinaikos, you will always simply be disrespecting the legend. And that's the fact. Moving on from Bartzokas, I spoke about him. We saw the sack of old yesterday, a player full of passion, player full of power, player full of speed, a player full of pure, just chaotic aggression, and a player that will always do everything to stay consistent, and a player that will always do everything for this team to win. I don't know what his final decision will be. He came out yesterday and said that moments like this remind him of why he loves basketball. Moments like this remind him of why he loves this team. And when the news first came out, I wrote about it. Shaq is a legend here, and even if his second half of the season was underwhelming, nothing takes away from what he's given, and he showed that yesterday. So whether yesterday was a reminder and he does stay another season, or whether yesterday was the last time that we will see him with the red and white, whether that's him leaving or retiring, both him and Beryl have heard a lot this season and overcame it in their own way, and they both deserve the highest of applause at the bare minimum, in my opinion. Next up, Tyler Dorsey. A phrase that I usually go on and use in these shows is that I'm never happier rather than when I'm wrong. And God was I wrong about Tyler. Tyler has had a poor season uh, after coming back, but it's not fully up to him. Of course, a lot of behind the scenes stuff was shown to be true. A lot of stuff that you honestly wish no one goes through. The people were after him. Even I, in hindsight, very unjustifiably went after him. And I honestly do apologize because again, hindsight is 2020, but I have been very in the wrong about Tyler. And after everything that happened, he's one of the main reasons that the turmoil was beaten the way it was. He showed up, especially in the last two games, to the fullest. He showed up in ways that are game crucial. I can recall his insane three from yesterday that I think even he couldn't believe up until a point because the pure joy and shock in his face was honestly the best thing to see. And for whatever Tyler has gone through this season, I don't know what will happen. I really don't know what will end up happening with him. but I feel like he has earned another chance in this club. And if he does accept staying with the reported lower wages, for many reasons, and if he does stay as consistent as he has been for the past few games, he is needed here. He's not just wanted. And I truly do hope he stays as consistent because a good Tyler can be a luxury of the bench. And a good Tyler can not only go and help Olympiacos next season, but a good Tyler can go and help PSG as it's needed because as time goes on, we'll talk about that because we have a Eurobasket in front of us also. So this Tyler is what I hope to see as time goes on. This Tyler needs to stay. Another person that deserves credit for showing up with half a healthy bag is Thomas Walkup. Thomas Walkup is another player that people called useless, that people said his time is up, and that people said anything and everything. But throughout these finals, Thomas reproved who he is, same as Sat, same as Tyler up until a point. He proved that while he may not be the scoring guard this team needs, the positives that he does offer are once again crucial in their own way, and the positives that he does offer are needed. While I still do agree uh, with Thomas needing a lesser role in the team next season, because it's not that we need more quality, we need different positives as our starting guard. As I said with Tyler, Thomas is gonna be a different kind of luxury of the bench, and as he gets healthier and healthier, I feel like the people that criticize him and throw hate in his way are really gonna regret their words, as is usual. I wasn't planning on talking about this yet, but I will. Before I continue with some other details that I want to mention with some amazing moments. Of course, you also Ataman's post-game press conference, and you also what he said. He pointed out the Greek flags in in the crowd because he doesn't have the the common logic to realize that flags of the country of the team are everywhere, no matter where you are, and it's not directed towards him because it's not revolving around him because the world doesn't revolve around him. Of course, backing into his statements about calling us the big word that I can't say on YouTube because I'm pretty sure that as the channel progresses, the higher the chances that I'm gonna get age restricted. And saying you can say F Panathinaikos, but you can say F Turkey. He criticized, I think, is the right way to say it, Olympiacos for having fake Greeks, quote unquote, um, name dropping Thomas, name dropping Sasha, name dropping Tyler, name dropping Naz, and saying that Panathinaikos is made up of real Greeks and is prideful for its Greek core, saying names of players that don't play, uh, that, that, that aren't even a part of the main five, but that's a different story. Uh, and as many people have pointed out, and as I wanted to criticize, this man said that and then called us racist. First of all, this man also threatened that he informed the Prime Minister of Turkey. I think he said about the hateful, uh, what's the word? The hateful chance towards the hateful attitude is what I wanted to say, towards his country, and he said that the Minister of Foreign Diplomacy is gonna be informed. I, I think this whole situation is perfectly described from a tweet that I saw earlier, saying that Ataman is the Donald Trump of the Euroleague, and DPG is the Elon Musk of the Euroleague. And I think that describes everything perfectly without me needing to say anything else. But for your info and for everyone's info that may be watching, we're talking about people that have Greek parents, as for Tyler and Naz, both Greek mothers. And for Sasha has grown up here and in Cyprus. Sasha is more Greek than a lot of people. And another thing that the Fener fans pointed out that the Fener fans that I appreciate a lot ever since this morning, not only did Ergin win the Euroleague that he did with FS with Turkish players playing minimal to no minutes, I think it was just an embarrassing figure of Turkish players playing. But mind you, how many fake Turkish players by Ataman standards, quote unquote, are in the national team? Larkin, again, not by my criteria, would have never pointed this out, but what comes around goes around. Larkin, Biberovic, someone pointed out Scotty Wilbekin, and now maybe Kendrick Nunn, maybe, because we all know that that's a possibility. But if you say that, you're suddenly racist. And the sad thing is that Panathinaikos fans are still defending this this behavior, still defending this same. And we unironically, no matter what is surrounding Panathinaikos, we get called fascist for bringing Greek flags and flags with Cyprus to the stadium. Because God, can I get into that subject a lot, but I won't. Also, another subject that I do want to mention regarding the fake Greeks. In case anyone with connection from Olympiacos BC watches this, and if you already haven't, there is a clip going around with someone doing a Nazi salute, hiding his face with a Greek flag. Before anyone of the fans find him first and what may happen happens, please find him through the many securities camera that Seth, the many security cameras that Seth has, and give him a lifetime ban from stadiums, please, because that's the bare minimum. And the fact that there were people in the comments of the post where I try to get Olympiacos PC's attention and call that out, saying that it's freedom of ideology. You are trying to defend a Nazi salute with a freedom of ideology argument. Are we good in the head? Are we good in the head? All of this has started. We know where all of this has started from because of Christ. And the person that defended it was an Olympiacos quote unquote fan. That's the wilder thing out of everything. I would quote a comment uh, that was said to me when I called the guy out. Uh, but you all can go on Twitter and find it. Let's just say that I full on agree with the comment. But yeah, let's quickly go back to the game. Let's quickly try and go back to the game. And the next thing that I did want to focus on is Papanikolaou. Speaking of players that have heard everything this season, Papanikolaou has been called everything from useless to worst to needs to retire to anything and everything, to any slur and hate comment and curse word that the Greek vocabulary system has. But yesterday, once again, he proved why he's so important on and off the court. And yesterday, he once again proved why he's irreplaceable. Kostas Papanikolaou is irreplaceable because Kostas Papanikolaou is a gem of Greek basketball, and Kostas Papanikolaou is another rarity of managing to put the team above yourself and everything regarding the team and club you represent above yourself. He inspires players more than most people can. He manages to fuel a fire not only under players but under fans as well. You all saw what he how he hyped up Seth. I'm pretty sure it was in the third quarter, and the stadium just exploded. Also, do let me know if everything is running okay. Okay, everything is running just fine. I'm seeing comments like this one, and I couldn't agree more. uh, I'm seeing a lot of new faces, and I'm happy that I am. Welcome, everyone. Everything you need to know about this show is down below. Everything social wise and everything is down below. And if you have any questions about the show in general, I am here to answer them. And it's weird that an episode with so many technical difficulties is getting so much attention, but I can't say that I'm not happy. But yes, solely from the moment where Papanikolaou just riles up the fans and Seth just starts exploding in chants again and just embodying the together as one statement and just embodying everything that Olympiacos stands for is why he's the captain, is why he deserves to be called a legend, is why he is one of the most respectful athletes in this country, and is why he will always have his name written in the most golden of letters in our history book. And it's why he deserves to leave the Euroleague as captain, but that's a different story. And this is a thing this man and the next man I'm going to talk about did, and that's hold up Fall's jersey. Of course, Musfal having a devastating injury just plagued him roughly. Of course, he's going to be out for about a year. And Fallen Milutinov wanted to make sure that he was included in such a wonderful moment after such a turmoil-filled period, and that alone deserves so much respect in my eyes. And speaking of Milutinov, aside the small ball that we played, Nico Milutinov had an incredible game for the time that he got. Nico Milutinov has had an incredible run in the finals, covering Fall even before his injury. And in the last month or two, Nico Milutinov has been more than worthy of a renewal. And especially now that Fall is going to be out for most, if not all, of next season, we need to do anything and everything to keep Nico Milutinov. There are conflicting statements on whether he'll stay or not. There are people saying that he has already had a verbal agreement with Olympia Milano. There are people saying that he will prioritize discussing with us first. And there are people saying that nothing has happened of the two. And I don't know what's true and I don't know what's not true. I just hope he stays. Honestly, I just hope he stays. The next day for this club is gonna be weird, with how many people may stay, leave, and anything and everything like that. But my final message for this weird episode today is gonna be to stay behind the scene, because in the end, no matter the turmoil, we will always prove that we are the most fierce family and club in this country, and we will always show up. Season review coming very soon, and a lot of updates coming very soon. Finally, that the season is wrapping up everywhere. Thank you all for sticking by me in any kind of episode. I appreciate you all a lot and all your support. See you all soon.